Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Anna. For those of you who are new here, hi, welcome. Today we are doing a 2 looks 1 palette using the Raw Beauty Kristi palette called At First Sight. Now up on my channel I already have live swatches, I have my first impressions, so these technically will be my 3rd look with this palette. Today I'm also going to be testing out this new eye primer from AOA Studio. It's called Nude Soft Base. It is new to their website and it is under $2, so if you are interested in also getting a first impressions with this, then go ahead and just keep watching. Before we get into this, I'd like to give out a huge congratulations to Raw Beauty Kristi. I'm sure she's not watching this, but she just had her first baby and she has had such a hard time trying to have a baby, and I'm just so happy for her because I think she said it was like years and years that they tried and tried, so it's like their miracle baby, and I'm really happy for her and I hope that they're doing well. I know when you have a newborn for the first time, it's a lot of work and it's a life changer for sure, and good, but I mean there's also times that it's definitely a struggle, so I hope she's doing well and I hope she has a lot of support. Just in case you're not familiar with this palette, this is currently sold out, but it comes back in stock on December 11th, so I figured it might be nice to do a few more looks so you can decide if it's something that you really want. I love the packaging, and here is what the colors we are working with today. I didn't do any super duper colorful looks, but I do feel like a lot of these, even though there are pops of colors, it's a little bit more of a subdued palette. So if you want to see how I got both of these looks, then just keep watching. Here is the first look, just a dramatic, warm, smoky kind of halo eye. And if you want to see how I got this look, then just keep watching. Actually going to be testing out a new primer today. This is the Soft Base Nude Eye Primer. It says it reduces darkness and discoloration on the eyelids to make a perfect canvas. It's a matte formula which helps keep oil in control around the eye area. This is $1.88 from Shop Miss A, and it is from their charity edition. This comes in a tube like this. Normally I wouldn't use this in like a video for the first time, but I have tested this palette out before and I'm very familiar with ColourPop shadows, but it does have this little like squeeze tube. It's kind of just all leaking out.
Already? Hold on.
It's like continuously just coming out, and I think I already have enough for like both eyes. I have been using the e.l.f. Eye Putty Primer, which is a completely different texture. This is liquidy, almost like foundation or a concealer. I'm gonna guess that it will dry down, but I guess we'll find out. It definitely is pretty high coverage. This was way too much for one eye. And a little bit too low, but probably better to apply with a brush. Got it all over my contact. This is going fabulous. Did definitely get rid of like discoloration and whatnot. That's really nice. It does seem like it's starting to dry down a little bit. Not super duper matte yet, but you know, maybe since I put so much on there, it's just taking a while. It is starting to feel more like a powder. It dried down pretty decently, so we'll see how shadows perform on top of it. First we're gonna go into Chanterelle, which is this really pretty yellow shade. I've been really excited to use this one. Just a beautiful mustardy yellow, but the thing that really draws me into the shade is just how it's more like an orangey yellow to me every time I see people use it. And I know we have a lot of like mustard shades in a lot of palettes, even like in her last collab palette I felt like there was kind of a mustard, but this one to me pulls a little more orangey. So far this is so different than the primer I always use. I always use the e.l.f. Eye Putty Primer. I mean, I've used it like for the longest time, so this is really strange just dipping into a new formula or using a new formula. Everything seems to be blending fine, but I'm just so used to using the e.l.f. Eye Putty Primer that it feels so weird. Like everything's blending. Normally the e.l.f. Eye Putty Primer, it's this really sticky base, so it builds up pretty fast, but then you have to really work to blend out your shadows because they really like stick in place. So this is just different to me. It's just been a hot second since I've used a primer that wasn't sticky. I'll do a little yellow underneath. So different. I do feel like it almost made the shadow oxidize. Everything's blending really nicely on top of it, so I don't think I have any complaints yet. Next we're going into Rainier, which is this very orangey color. It's really pretty. Definitely digging into some more of those warm tone shades today, if you couldn't tell. So weird not using the e.l.f. Eye Putty Primer. I haven't decided if I like this more or not. I'm just so used to everything sticking down so easily. And I feel like without it, things are like coming up more than usual. Like I feel like for the crease it was fine, but now that I'm really trying to pack on pigment, I feel like it's not as fine. We're just gonna take that under the eye. Next we're going to go into Homegrown, this dark brown. I'm gonna keep this one a lot closer to the lid. I think for this part I'm gonna kind of put it more in a specific spot as opposed to like really blend it out. Lastly, using a wet brush, I'm going to go into West Coast, which is the gold. I have not used this yet because I've been so obsessed with the green color in this. Now what I like to do is just go back into the other shades we used but not add any more product, just use the brush that we used to apply that color and kind of run it along the edges to help blend it. I was going to use the Super Shock from the collection that I purchased for like inner corner and to give that extra oomph, but I cannot find it for the life of me. I have literally no idea where it went to. I'm actually going to go into this duochrome from Clionade Cosmetics. It's called Sunbeam. It is like this pink, beautiful goodness. Please don't be mad at me, but literally I don't want to use the green and I don't want to use the gold again. So I feel like, what am I supposed to use? Also gonna pop a little bit on the center. To finish off the look, I added some AOA Studio 3D Faux Mink lashes. These are the Amandas. And yeah, I have on the ColourPop Cinnamon Cream lipstick, or cinnamon lipstick. I'm sorry if it bothered you guys that I used a duochrome for the inner corner and to add in other places, but honestly, sometimes it just feels like I just need a lighter color for the inner corner, and I could have used the green if I really wanted to, but honestly, it's not what I was looking for with this look, so hopefully you guys understand. But Clionade Cosmetics, I do have like a first impressions haul from them, so if you want to check that out and learn more about that brand, it would be awesome if you did. It is an indie makeup company. So yeah, that is everything. What do you guys think? Eye primer, I felt like it blended out the crease very well. I'm not sure how I like it for mattes to really build up the pigments because I felt like I had to build a lot more than I normally do. Something I'll have to play around with more, but I don't completely hate it. I just think I need to test it out more, and I've been using the e.l.f. Eye Putty Primer for so long now, so I'll have to try it out with more future looks. So I'll let you know my further thoughts on this later on. We're gonna go ahead and get into look number 2. This is look number 2. Okay, look number 2, based off of what I know now from this eye primer, we are going to apply it with a brush and take a really tiny amount. That, like just a little tiny dot, because it was so liquidy, it was so pigmented. Usually you don't really need a lot for your eye primer. Do you see how much coverage this eye primer has? Has a lot. So much that you could even pretty much carve out your brows with it. Obviously you would need a little bit more to have more of that pigment, but I don't know, I almost think like a small beauty blender might even work out better. So obviously if you want like a lot more coverage, you'd have to add more, but then I highly suggest waiting for it to dry. I'm also going to put some under the eye, but I'm going to take probably even less than what I did last time. Like just take the tiniest amount on a brush. I do find that letting this have a little bit of time to dry down seems to help the formula because it is a very wet based formula. So this time we're going to go ahead and just let it set a little bit so it can kind of turn into that more creamy type of formula. I'm not really sure where I'm going with this look, but I honestly feel like sad because I haven't really felt like I wanted to use the blue, and I feel like I should use the blue, but I don't really want to use the blue. We're going to start off with Puffball right here, which is just this brown, like medium light brown shade. It's a little bit more yellow toned. There is a lot of kickback with these shadows, kick up I should say, and that's like way more pigmented than I expected. So I'm actually going to start off bringing it lower down, as low down as I can, and then trying to blend it out because I thought this would be a good transition like shade, a transition shade for my crease color, but honestly on my skin tone this is like just a straight up crease color, definitely more like a medium brown on me. So I'm gonna go ahead and just lightly blend it, starting with circular motions. This primer makes it blend so easy. So slowly taking it up with whatever is left on my brush. Not going to add any more because that, my friends, is pigmented. So if you don't have like a good transition color for something, you can always just blend out the shade and you pretty much can make a transition color out of any shade you already have. Like it looks like I've used 2 different shades, but it's just this brown. So we're gonna go into Homegrown, which is this brown here. Yeah, we're gonna do a matte lid, guys. Packing this on more than anything, and then we'll blend out the crease in a little bit. But first we're gonna just pack it on there. Now we're gonna kind of blend it. It does seem to look really weird when it blends into that color, like almost get darker, which is really odd. I don't know if you can really see it, but the crease is starting to get kind of dark, and I don't know if that's the eye primer or the shadow. So I'm gonna go back into that light brown on a different brush to help kind of blend that area out. Now it like lightened it super a lot. I'm gonna go back into that brown. I'll blend it out. I don't know, I definitely made that brown look ashy by doing that. I don't know. I don't like how these are like blending into each other.
Why?
Go do what you wanted to do.
What are you doing?
I love my iPod.
Oh.
No, go tell mommy what you wanted to say.
I want it and they that down. I love you, your mom.
I love you so much.
You want to give you a kiss, yeah.
Oh, where's my kiss?
Come on, buddy.
I love you.
Come on.
I'd kiss you, but I'd get lipstick all over
Let's go
your
get your
face.
iPad. Sorry.
Okay, we're gonna go into Fiddlehead, which is the green, and take that under the lower lash line. I feel like I did this in the last one, which is fine, but we're going for green and brown this time. We're gonna take this Emerald City kind of foresty green color. I don't know what that's about, and I don't know how to fix that. This is just a brush with nothing on it. We're going into Evergreen, which is this green here. Try and spread that around toward the inner half to hopefully kind of help whatever is going on there, that weird blend, at least help the inner half, I should say. But this definitely has like a lot of a darker base. Like it does have like some shine and is kind of bright enough for inner corner, but then sometimes you look a different way and you can see that like weird cast. I think I'm gonna have to clean this up because there's like, I don't know what is going on, but I don't like how this is turning out. I'm not gonna lie. Here is the finished look. I did add a couple of rhinestones from Amazon. I picked these up. They have little ones, they have bigger ones. It's kind of a good buy if you like adding rhinestones into your makeup or your nails. So I'll post those if I can find them down below. And then I glued those on using an AOA Super Strip Lash Adhesive. It is the clear kind. And then for lashes, I used the AOA 3D Faux Mink lashes. Something I realized when doing this that I wish I would have done with this, I feel like the blend is so much better on this eye versus that. And I think what happened was, since that lighter brown was so pigmented, I should not have been building it up in the crease, especially when it was supposed to be the blend into color. So on this side, I didn't keep stamping it in the crease like I did for this side. For this side, that's kind of like my go-to. I'm just used to like stamping it really, you know, excessively and pigmented in the crease, and I think for this look it just should not have been done. I should have just did a little swipey and that's it, and just focused on blending towards the brow bone and then just applying the dark brown. And that's what I did on this side, and it blended a lot better. These colors just didn't really mesh together well when you built them up to full opacity. So if you're trying to blend into a color, I wouldn't start off by taking your shade that you're trying to blend into and really deepening it up like a lot. I just should not have done that with this specific color, especially. It just did not work out in this case, but I think it's cute. It was a struggle. But yeah, so this eye primer, let's finish up our thoughts about the eye primer. I'm excited to test it out with more eyeshadows. I don't feel like I can really give like a yay or nay completely yet, but I don't think it was terrible. There were definitely things I like about it so far, and some things that I'm not sure if it's due to the primer or the eyeshadows. For instance, when it became very muddy, I don't know if that was a part of the primer problem or not. But what I did really enjoy about it was I'm so used to using such a tacky base that it's like I have to like bend my brushes to blend out the crease, and this was like flawless blending in the crease. I also ended up using this to clean up the mess under my eyeshadow, because I realized since it is a little bit more thin, it almost was better than going back in with concealer and cleaning everything up, because that's what I normally do. And what happens is it just ends up being really, really cakey and looking really bad. So I found that even though it might not completely conceal, I feel like it conceals enough where if you have fallout, you can just like do a little line and kind of mesh it how you want it, if that makes sense, and then tap it out, and you don't have such a harsh line. So I think I might use it for that too, to clean up my shadows. But yeah, I'm excited to test it out more, and it's under $2, so you know, if you guys are going to test it out. But yeah, so those are my two looks. I hope you enjoyed them. If you enjoy multiple looks, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I usually try to do it for almost every new palette, so stay tuned, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.